There's a moment, quiet, subtle, when you realize you've spent most of your life as a supporting character. You listen more than you speak. You comfort more than you're comforted. You remember birthdays no one remembers back. You show up, even when you're breaking. You hold others, even when no one notices you're shaking hands. You've built an identity around being the reliable one, the calm one, the understanding one. And for a long time, that felt noble. It felt like love. It felt like purpose. But now, it feels like disappearance. Like you were written into everyone else's story, but no one ever wrote you into your own. Maybe you wonder, when do I get to be the main character? When does someone notice me? Not for what I give, but for who I am when I'm empty. Because being selfless too long doesn't make you saintly. It makes you invisible. And the truth is, the world doesn't see people who make themselves too small to need anything. Here's the hidden truth. You didn't become the supporting character by accident. You learned early that being helpful was safer than being seen, that meeting others' needs was the way to earn belonging, that silence kept peace. Somewhere along the way, your mind equated visibility with risk. Love became a transaction of usefulness, and disappearing felt like protection. It's not that you didn't have needs. It's that your needs were too often unmet, dismissed, or punished. So you learned to take care of everyone else instead, to manage, to soothe, to anticipate. You became the emotional scaffolding for other people's lives, never realizing no one was building a home inside you. And now, as an adult, you call it independence, you call it strength, but it's loneliness, dressed up as virtue, because you can't keep playing a role that no one ever asked you to audition for. The truth about always being the supporting character is that it costs you your own plot. You spend so much time holding other people's stories together, you forget you were supposed to have one too. You edit yourself to fit their needs. You dim your reactions to keep the peace. You pretend you don't mind being forgotten, until the forgetting becomes your identity. You tell yourself, at least they need me. At least I'm useful. At least I'm not a burden. But usefulness is not the same as worth, and being needed is not the same as being loved. The cost of always being the supporting character is that no one ever learns how to show up for you, because you never gave them the chance. You became the caretaker, the rescuer, the reliable one, and now you're trapped in a role no one asked you to play, but everyone expects you to keep performing. You want someone to say, you can rest now, but how could they when you've spent your whole life pretending you never get tired? No one tells you that beneath all that kindness, there's anger, not explosive, not loud, but slow and quiet, the kind that builds over years of being unseen. It's the anger of always being the strong one, the dependable one, the one who absorbs everyone else's storms. You tell yourself you don't need help, but deep down, you wish someone would offer before you have to ask. You tell yourself you're fine, but there's a small voice whispering, I'm not. It's not selfish to want reciprocity. It's not weak to want care. It's not wrong to want to be chosen, not for what you give, but for who you are when you give nothing. This anger isn't cruelty. It's truth. It's the self trying to wake up from a lifelong performance. The truth is, you can't heal what you refuse to admit hurts. And you can't be loved if you keep disappearing to be lovable. What if you're not meant to be the supporting character anymore? What if you were never supposed to be? Maybe it's time to stop waiting for someone to write you into their story and start writing your own, because the people who needed you to stay small were never going to hand you the pen. It's not rebellion to outgrow a role that hurts. It's honesty. You're allowed to rest. You're allowed to receive. You're allowed to need. You can still love people deeply without being consumed by their pain. The moment you stop trying to earn love by disappearing, you start finding people who can see you. The ones who don't just need you, they know you. And they stay. You were never meant to disappear, you were meant to evolve. And maybe for the first time, you're realizing that your softness isn't a weakness, it's a language. That your care has meaning even when you stop overgiving. That your silence deserves to be replaced with truth. That you were never just background. You were the sky the story unfolded under. You can still be kind without being erased. You can still give without losing your name in the process. Because love isn't what keeps you small. Love is what invites you to stand tall and still be held. So maybe today, you stop waiting for someone else to see you. You turn toward yourself and whisper softly, "I see you." Because that's how every story worth living begins.